Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope we're all doing well and we're keeping safe during this period. I'm currently in my garden and this is the closest we're going to get to going outside because as you know, a lot of countries are currently in lockdown just to try and fight this virus. On the topic of virus, I know we're all getting fed up of hearing that phrase, to be honest, hearing that word. But what I really want to do is just encourage everyone at the moment who may be going through a hard time, because this has affected everyone, you know, whether financially, mentally, emotionally, it's actually done something to all of us. But what I want you to just realize that even though the season has changed, it doesn't mean the vision for this year has to change, because I'm seeing a lot of things on social media where people have written off 2020. It's only, a couple months in and we're already like writing off the whole year because of one incident. And I know this has made, this is deemed a pandemic, that it's an epic thing. And it's described as unprecedented and all these, you know, enormous words have been used to describe this virus. But what I want us to just sit back and just to realize is that what are we actually doing in this time? You know, a lot of us are sitting at home because of one reason or another. But the phrase that kept coming to my mind is, what is in your hand? Okay, so what can we learn during this experience? What can we improve on? But the phrase, what is in your hand, kept playing in my mind over and over again. And I went back to the word of God and I started to think, okay, where has that word or that phrase actually been said before? And the first thing that came to mind was the story of Moses when he had that fiery bush experience and Jesus and God encounter. And God actually said to him, okay, Moses, what is in your hand? And the first thing Moses said was like, nothing's in my hand. It's just this rod, this stick. And God had to say, okay, you're going to use that stick. That one thing that was in his hand that he despised was the thing that caused the Red Sea to part, is the thing that caused victories, is the thing that caused magicians to be confused. The thing he thought was nothing actually became a utensil or a thing to use to the glory of God. Another thing that came to mind, so I was like, okay, God, that's quite an old story, you know, let's bring it back. And then it reminded me of the story of the feeding of the 5,000 when, you know, there was all these different people, they'd followed Jesus and the disciples came to Jesus and they were like, Jesus, how are we going to feed all these people? And Jesus said, okay, what do we have? And then all of a sudden this little boy comes and he says, okay, I have 5 loaves and 2 fish. And I thought, okay, let me break that down more into modern times. Okay, this guy has 5 loaves and 2 fish. So equivalent to that is like saying, okay, Jesus, I have a meal deal. Okay, I have a BLT sandwich. I have a packet ready salted crisps. I've got a Mountain Dew drink. Okay, what can you do with this? And Jesus simply took that meal deal and he lifted it up to God and he gave thanks. And then he started to divide it. Okay, and when he divided it, it said it fed 5,000 men. It didn't talk about the women and children that were there. And not only did it feed the 5,000 men, there was actually 12 baskets left. So, you know, and I thought, okay, that's incredible that from a meal deal situation, you were able to feed 5,000 people and still have leftovers. I thought that's incredible. But I thought, okay, cool. If I have a meal deal, what I can do is actually just, you know, split my sandwich. You know, you have one crisp, you have the other crisp, you have one sip of the drink, you have, you know, the crust. I had the bread. So God, I really need you to, you know, show me something really deep, something really powerful. And then he went to the story of the woman who had debt. And she went to the prophet and said, okay, this is the situation I'm in. And the prophet said to her, okay, what do you have? The same question we keep asking ourselves. What do you have? And once again, she said nothing. Actually, I have some oil. So the prophet said to her, okay, go to all your neighbors' houses and start to ask for containers. And she said, okay, cool. So she went to her neighbor, she was knocking on the door and got all these different containers from all these different people. And even that step to get containers required faith, but she did it anyway. And she got these containers and she started to pour the oil. And the oil continued to flow. It kept flowing, it kept flowing, it kept flowing. Until she asked her son, okay, bring me another container. And the son said, Mum, there's no more containers. And the minute he spoke that, the oil stopped flowing. And something that really pricked in my heart was the fact that one, that oil would continued to have flowed if there was containers. So something I really want to highlight to you is that one, we need to be careful of the words that we speak during this season, because the son said there's no more, there's nothing else. And because he said there's nothing else, indeed, there was nothing else. Secondly, that things will continue to flow if we believe and trust in God. If we step out in faith and believe that God is able to supply, He's able to meet all our different needs during this season and even afterwards. So what I want to ask you guys today is, what is in your hands? What's those raw materials that you have that you might despise, that you might think it's nothing? What is it you can use to bring to the glory of God? And also what I want us to remember as well, that even in a football match, even footballers have half time. And during that half time, they take that time to re-strategize, to think, okay, which players are we putting next on the pitch? Which moves are we going to do? So what I want us to use this time for is a heavenly half time. Yes, use this time to actually re-strategize on our goals. Yes, see the opportunities that are around us. You know, let's use this time to develop on our craft, develop on our skills, even if it's just to rest, if it's to tidy our rooms. Let's use this time to really refocus on our goals, dust off our vision boards and think, okay, what can I actually do during this time? How can I better myself during this time? Let's not write off the year, but let's come back even stronger. Because why? We're on heavenly half time. Okay, guys, please always remember to keep safe, stay blessed, wash your hands, keep hydrated, and don't forget to be your brothers and sisters' keeper. Even though we are on lockdown, it doesn't mean we can't pick up the phone or send an email to our friends and just check up on people from time to time. Okay, guys, I'll see you later. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. God bless. Bye.